Welcome back to pregame.tv. This is the final game of the week. It's Monday Night Football. It's the Denver Broncos at Atlanta. And guys, this is my free pick, so I'm not kicking it to you. I'm going to start it right off. I'm going to go with the under. And I tell you, I'm going to stay with the theme I did with my other pick. Overreaction, public perception to one game. Everybody's going to look. Last week, you had Atlanta. They're another team that's going to the hurry up this year. They did it in the preseason. They put up 40 points last week on Kansas City, so they're going to see that. They're going to look at the Sunday night game last week, see Peyton Manning's back. He put up 31 points. I got a couple things to say. You got to dig deeper into these two games. First off, Atlanta. They played a Kansas City team. They had 4 defensive starters out of that game. They had turnovers in that game. 3 times Atlanta scoring drives were on short fields because of turnovers. That's going to sway your scoring right away. Then if you look at the Denver game, they beat the Steelers. They put up 31 on that vaunted Steeler defense. No Harrison, no Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark, probably the most underrated defensive player on that Steeler team. They need Ryan Clark. He can't play when they play in Denver because of his sickle cell illness, and Harrison wasn't there. Manning put up points. That last touchdown, the offense didn't score 31 points. Denver got a pick 6 at the end of the game to get it to 31. This is an overreaction, and everybody's going to see all those high scores last week. I'm taking the under, but I'm going to say wait till game time because the public loves to bet overs on Monday night. We're going to end up getting probably a little more than 51. Guys, kick it to you.
Well, we talked about this a little bit last week with Denver. In fact, we disagreed a little bit with the total in that game. My concern is the Denver defense. If you watch that game, how many times did Denver have a hand on a Pittsburgh player who couldn't tackle him? That's a terrible tackling defense. I mentioned last week with Denver passing the ball instead of running the ball, the defense is going to be on the field longer. Defense, I don't think, was very good last year. It just happened to be that they weren't on the field. This year, they're going to be on the field more often. We saw what Peyton Manning could do offensively. He moves them very fast. He gets up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to have a lot of plays. The defense is going to be on the field. I don't like this Denver defense.
Do you think, though, Brian, last week that part of that, when they started the game, when they went with their straight offense against the Steelers, they didn't have success. When they went to the hurry up, they had success. And I think part of that was you're playing in the higher altitude. They did more of it in the second half. So they knew the Steelers, would tire out in the altitude. And Steelers were thin. They were missing a couple people in the secondary. Do you want to do the hurry up against Atlanta? Because, like you said, if you're doing the hurry up, you're putting your defense back out on the field. Do you really want the Atlanta offense on the field for more plays? I think they go more to the game plan that they started the Steeler game with, a traditional offense, under center, in the huddle, more running plays. Last week, Kansas City did run the ball on Atlanta. I think Denver's going to try to do a more traditional offense this week and not have Peyton Manning be, the savior. And remember, was it a 75, 78-yard play last week? It was like a 5-yard pass that went the distance. So that big yardage total is a little bit misleading on Peyton Manning's first game.
Well, I agree with you. And this week's totals, obviously, after what we saw in preseason, after what we saw in week 1, they're going to be a little inflated. This being a primetime Monday Night Football game, opened 49, already up to the key number of 51. It's going to go higher. So as far as line value is concerned, you're probably going to have to bet into an inflated total. But yet, that doesn't mean the over's a loser. Here's what scares me. Atlanta's got a new offensive coordinator, and Mularkey liked to run the football. I mean, when you got Julio Jones, when you got Roddy White, when you got Gonzalez, and you got a good Matt Ryan at quarterback, throwing the ball should be what you do more than anything else. But Mularkey liked the run. This time they got an offensive coordinator who really doesn't like to run much. He wants to throw the football. So if Atlanta throws it and Denver's in a position where they got to trade score per score, they don't mind doing it when you got Peyton Manning, who had 73% completion rate against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the only thing that scares me in this game.
Well, that's a great point. And we talk about tempo. In basketball games, it's a big thing is that a lot of times whoever can control the tempo of the game game is going to control where the total's going to go and everything else. And yes, Atlanta wants to play up tempo.
Because they only rushed for 84 yards last week.
But if you're the Denver Broncos, you're playing all the advantages that Denver had last week. Sunday Night Football, home opener, Peyton Manning, the savior coming to Denver. They don't have any of those advantages.
But now doesn't Atlanta, the dirty bird, baby? This is Monday Night Football in the Dome.
Atlanta has all of those advantages this week. What did the Pittsburgh Steelers do last week? If you're on the road and all of those kind of things are stacked up against
they need to get the crowd out of it because this place is going to be rocking.
And the only way to get a crowd out of a game, did you see the third quarter of that game? The Steelers had the ball, I think, like 13 and a half or 14 minutes.
They held it for only 24 minutes the whole game, 54-55.
They had it almost the whole third quarter. The Denver's
offense, I mean.
No, Pittsburgh's offense. Denver's defense was on the field.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The Denver offense only had it for 24 and a half minutes.
So they've got to change that this week. You cannot go into Atlanta on a hostile environment and do that. You've got to take the crowd out of it. And it's a dome. It's a Monday night home opener dome. You got to take the crowd out of it. And the way to take the crowd out of it is to run the ball short in this
game. You're right. Atlanta had trouble stopping the run against KC, but that was Jamal Charles. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens there. Brian, you want to add anything before I wrap it up?
The only thing I'd say about the total and with the defense, you mentioned playing in the dome. I mean, that's perfect conditions right there. So I tend not to look to play unders in a dome because you've got anything that can happen. The weather's not going to be a factor. That's always something you got to take a look at.
All right, guys, this is my Monday night free pick. So we talked about it. Let's get it official. Take the under on Monday night against Denver and Atlanta. It's currently sitting at 51. I suggest you hold out on this game until as close to game time as you can because this line is going to go up. Get it at its highest point. I like the under. I think it's an overreaction to last week. Take under 51 for my free play on Monday Night Football. That's going to wrap things up. I want to thank Vegas Runner and Brian Leonard for joining me today. Marco D'Angelo. We'll be back next week. We'll be breaking down games all week long here on pregame.tv. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck this week.